Brad Sara here from Warranamani and BIMSafe New Zealand. We are excited to be involved in this project to integrate health and safety into the BIM model for the Otepoti ACC building. This project will help demonstrate the benefits of this collaborative approach to health and safety, as we truly believe this is the future of creating a safe building environment for everyone involved in construction. In this video, we chat to a few members of the project team about the design phase of the project and the visualisation benefits of using BIM.
Kia ora, my name's Laurie Corbett. I'm the Development Manager at Ngāi Tahu Property. The project we're talking about today is ACC Ōtepoti. This project is a joint venture between ACC Investments and Ngāi Tahu Property.
The advantages of using BIM for design are working in a collaborative environment, increasing the level of communication, having all of the team members looking at everything at once, which means a structural engineer can consider the mechanical ductwork or the architectural facade interface all at the same time.
From a structural engineer's perspective, the advantages of working in BIM and in 3D, I guess, seeing how the main structural elements come together in a building, being able to visualise how connections can work.
It's a really useful tool for us to coordinate everything in a way that reduces risk and cost for everyone.
We often find that when someone's looking at a 2D drawing, they're thinking in a very two-dimensional space. When we can come together and look at a model in 3 dimensions on a screen and rotate around all angles, we can consider much more of a problem or an issue at that time.
As opposed to the old days of getting drawings issued to us once or twice a week. It's kind of a live environment where everything's there basically.
Traditionally, our design teams have done safety and design workshops. BIM is a fantastic tool to use, so we can include safety in every part of our design process.
I think a big thing for structural engineers is thinking about how things are built, how the contractors might put things together on site, and identifying any risks associated with things like working at heights or temporary works.
So within the BIM space, we were able to look at all our services, plant, ductwork, in locations that were really easy for people to access for maintenance.
For example, I'm not an engineer, I'm not an architect, and I rely on our consultant team to run the BIM model at its absolute best capacity. But for a principal to be able to sit in a room, look at the BIM model and understand it better, and it's a whole new aspect of BIM that principals like Ngāi Tahu and others can take on board and grow.
It allows the client to engage more visually with the design. I guess it allows more members of the design team to pick up issues that probably we wouldn't have in the past, just looking at 2D drawings.
We can really iron out any risk issues very early on in the design stage. And that helps not only the end user in terms of risk, but also for a contractor as well for installation.
On this project, we were able to have a very robust discussion on how we might clean the facade. Early on, we had large parapets that were over 1 metre tall. That added additional cost to the project. We were able to both save cost and mitigate the risk in the maintenance of the facade by visualising the entire facade around the building, understand how the building meets the ground level and how that ground plane changes as it goes up the street, and how we might be able to access that facade.
On this particular job, we were able to identify a climbing hazard. So if a member of the public, for example, was to climb the facade, the curtain wall, they'd get to quite a height and potentially fall to hurt themselves quite severely. So we identified that risk and modified the design to suit.
This particular project, I guess one of the kind of, not unique, but kind of one of the features was having a central atrium. One of the risks we identified was obviously not wanting people to fall down that void. What we tried to do is essentially move all the high-level services away from the atrium opening to reduce the risk of someone having to be on a ladder or at height near an atrium opening.
Yeah, I guess one of the key challenges for us on this particular site was the sloping ground and a lot of existing retaining structures, and being able to actually visualise where the building sat in relation to nearby slopes and other structures really helped us to identify the best way to construct a lot of the site works.
I think the future of BIM and health and safety is whatever we can imagine. the Internet of Things is coming in and bringing the ability to feed live data from site, so taking the model into construction and into operations and really understanding how the building's functioning will give real-time feedback around safety and design.
I can see it being used a lot more on site, you know, with the use of iPads and things, you know, and doing those safety talks around the model on site. I can see that being something that becomes more and more prevalent.
Probably in the future it would be good to be able to work a lot more with contractors in terms of sharing the 3D modelling and working with them on how they want to build things and in ways that reduce risk on site to, you know, the contractors' personnel. I think there's a lot more that can be done in that space, and it would be good to see that develop more in the future.
So as you can see, we've already achieved some great results for the project. In the next video, we get on the ground and speak to the construction team as work gets underway. For more information or to get in touch, go to the BIMSafe NZ website.